recently, this concept of using duality as a way to achieve wholeness has been playing in my mind, and I've been receiving downloads about this. I was channeling a new workshop called Women and the Archetypes of Tarot. And when I ask, okay, so what's the objective of this workshop? Why I am channeling this, or why should people attend the workshop? And the information I got, among some other things, like using archetypes as a mirror, and how we can, when we detach from something that, from our personality really, or from our emotions, is easier to inspect. So when we use the tarot as a tool for introspection and analysis, self-analysis, we are able to see better things that we don't want to maybe acknowledge in ourselves because it's hard, or because we don't like, those parts. But it also came to me this thing of duality, like when we and I have my notebook with me, that's why I'm looking down. It was also talking about duality, right? Like, the reason why sometimes it's hard for us to accept some parts of ourselves, and in the spiritual world, some people call this shadow work. The reason why we don't like to integrate or look at our shadow is because we don't like the person we are in the shadow, right? We don't like that we are envious, or we feel envy sometimes. We don't like that we get angry. We don't like that we are, I don't know, that we think that we are losers. We don't like, those bad thoughts that we all have, but we don't want to be that person, right? Like, we don't want that shadow self. So during this channeling of the workshop I'm telling you about, some wisdom came through where my guide said, duality is the door that takes you to wholeness. And they were explaining this to me using the symbol or the image of the yin and the yang, where they were explaining that what that symbol represents, and maybe we don't really understand the full or deeper meaning of that, is that the white contains the black. It's not only in unity, right? Because the yin and yang is like half black, half white, but also on the black part you have a white dot, and on the white part you have a black dot. So it's not only a unity, but a fusion, meaning if there is darkness, there will be light, and if there is light, there will be darkness, because those energies are not opposites, are the same, just in different expressions. And I recently saw a movie on Netflix called Warcraft. I think it's a video game as well. And one of the phrases that the magic guy saving the day is that, like, in the darkness there is light, or from the darkness, I think is what he says, and vice versa. So I think that the fact that we reject all which we consider bad shows that we really don't understand what wholeness means, and that we also don't know that rejecting duality kind of takes us further away from wholeness, from reaching our highest potential. We really need to do what the yin and yang does, like, we need to embrace both sides, because once we embrace both sides of not only ourselves but also life, it's easier to dissipate that energy, right? Because you already accepted both sides. It's true that whatever you reject keeps coming back because you are rejecting it. And by the way, this also happens with entities, energetically. When you have an energy attached and you want to clean it, if you, as like, for example, I had to clean energies that are attached to me myself, if I push it back, if I offend this energy, or if I don't want to feel it, or I don't want it in my energy field, then it will stick, because it has something, it finds a vibrational match in me. These entities are lower vibration, right? So they hate, they feel entitlement, they steal things, they mock, they reject, they are angry. And so if I show those emotions, trying to clear them, they will just stay, because they find, as I said, a vibrational match in me. If I start to get angry, this entity just gets stronger, because I am angry and she is angry, or it. I don't know why I'm thinking it in female, because most of the ones I had are males, or male expression. So in order to clean them properly and be able to release them, you need to love them. You need to show them compassion. You need to set very firm boundaries and tell them, well, I understand what you want, and I understand that you are here, but this is my space, this is my body, this is my energetic bubble, and I don't allow you to be here, you cannot just come in, right? And you need to treat them as you will treat any other human being. You will not accept that a random person you don't know suddenly comes into your house and sits in their living room, and you're like, okay, who are you? You need to get out. And maybe you don't need to shout at this person, but you really very firmly, you need to tell him or her, just get out, right? So it's the same with these entities that are in your energy field. This is your house, your energy, your emotions, your mental vibration, your physical body is your house. And they are kind of coming and invading your house and your energy. So they don't have the right to be there. But again, if you respond to these energies with the same energy they bring you, then they will just stick. And this happened with everything, right? Like, also with experiences in life, like in this case is something maybe in your face, is an entity in your energetic field, but experiences, situations, people in life are also experiences. So I'm having a deja vu of saying I'm having a deja vu. And it's really interesting because I moved to this house a week ago. It's not my house. I'm renting a room in this beautiful Airbnb. And I've been having these moments of deja vus and feeling that I've been here before, even though I haven't. But I've dreamt many, many years ago with this place. And right now I'm having another one of those moments. So that's amazing. Anyway, I just had my little moment. And so, yeah, so going back to duality and rejecting and integrating and energetic matches, I think this thing about matching the energy that comes into your life and why it sticks is one of the greatest lessons I've learned from this beautiful shaman person I work with. Whenever I have like difficult situations with entities or other energies that I just cannot clear myself, or very dense emotions, and I need someone to enlighten me, I always call this guy. He is awesome. And that's what he told me, right? The last time I had this bunch of entities attack me at the same time. Maybe attack is not the right word, but they just came to visit and I just could not remove them. They were many. I mean, it wasn't one. I thought they were hundreds. When I was checking the numbers, and every time I talk about this, I think the same numbers. So they were like 200 of them in my energetic field. It took me 3 days for this energetic cleanup, right? Like they attacked or they came to visit at 5 a.m. on Monday, and I could finally get rid of them on Wednesday around 9 p.m., after a session with this shaman. And I went to see another person because he was not available right away. So until the day I could talk to him, I needed some other options. So I went, and on Monday all day I was cleaning my energy and trying to get rid of them. half successful. Then on Tuesday, I went to see this girl and she helped with some. And then on Wednesday, I finally could talk to this amazing shaman and he finally could move them. Some of them came back, like 2, 3, it was not too bad. And then it took me another 2, 3 days to finally get rid of them. And then anyway, but that's what he told me, it's part of the wisdom and information I'm sharing with you about energetic matches came from him, right? And also there is this book from Denise Lin called Energy Strands that talks about the same. If you reject something that has the energy of anger with anger, well, it will just stick because there is a vibrational match. So if you want to get rid of narcissistic people in your life, selfish people, envious people, angry people, harmful people, then embrace the parts of you that are like them. Because you are not rejecting them, you are just rejecting yourself. And there is nothing wrong. And I think this is something we really need to learn, all of us. There is nothing wrong with being like that from time to time. I think it's part of the human experience, actually, for us to be like that. I don't know. Otherwise, we wouldn't be, right? Otherwise, there wouldn't be that many of us that experience that at a point in our lives. Yeah, at a point in our lives. Like even Jesus, for example, that was a very advanced being, got angry once, right? Or that's what we know from texts that are out there. I'm sure Buddha felt those type of emotions as well. The Dalai Lama, there are interviews where people ask him if he ever gets angry anymore, and he says, "Of course I get angry." Of course, because I think all those emotions are part of the human experience. So going back to duality being the door to wholeness is the more you push away or reject the duality in your life because you only want to be good, the less likely it is that you are actually good. Because when you just do mimics and you say, oh no, I'm just an angel, I am the best, always high energy, always high vibration energy, always good vibes, most likely you are hiding something. And maybe you are not even aware that you are hiding something from yourself. And so it is not true that you are only love and light and that you never get angry. Because a person that really is like that, she or he doesn't have to say it. It shows. It shows that it's compassionate. It shows that it's loving. It shows that it's kind. It shows the good vibes. It doesn't have, this person doesn't have to say it. And once you embrace both sides of you, right? Once you integrate your shadow in human definition, it will most likely disappear. If not fully, it will gradually become smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller. And when it comes out again, because again, throughout the human experience, I'm sure that you will experience bursts of different emotions like anger, envy, blah, blah, blah. Even though you worked in yourself for years, because just, we're humans, it's natural. But then those explosions won't be that explosive, if you know what I mean, right? When you are not working in yourself, when you are not accepting or embracing you in all your expressions, is when you shout the most, is when you envy the most, is when you are super sad and depressed and frustrated. And so it's an explosion when you show this energy, and it's probably why, that explosion of energy, you don't like your emotions because you think it's too much. And it is too much, but it is too much because you keep them caged. Just imagine a dog that has always been inside and is never allowed out, and one day you open the gate and it will run wild because he has not experienced freedom until that time. It's the same with your emotions. If you're always trying to keep the resentment in, the envy, the hate, the whatever, the moment these emotions find a portal of expression, they will boom. But if you gradually experiment them, and not with others. I'm not encouraging you to go shout to your neighbor or your mom or your partner or anything, not even to yourself. But when you let them expand and you let them be, then the next time that you are in a situation where this energy resurface, it won't be that explosive. You will be able to contain it and then release it, right? Because again, the point is not to contain, but sometimes we need, in the moment we cannot explode. If you're in a meeting and you start to get angry, it's not the best idea to just shout. So there is some sort of containment that needs to happen in social situations, but you can release it later on your own terms if you know how. And by the way, I hope I can link that video here somewhere, but Frederick Dodson has an amazing technique to release emotions. I think he calls it a technique to release fear, but I've used this technique in an adjusted version. It's the same. I just changed the emotion to transmute them, to let them flow, to feel them fully. It's a really powerful, difficult technique to do, because you really need to feel whatever you're feeling. If you're sad, you need to fully feel the sadness. If you're angry, you need to fully feel angry, and so on. So it's not comfortable to do this, but it's bloody powerful. It's so powerful. I had different releases of energetic emotion and just energy in general. Using this technique is great. And again, you can use it for fear, or you can use it for everything. It's the same process, just change the energy. So I'm gonna link the video. Amazing. And so yeah, that's what I wanted to say. Is interesting observing how duality is actually the gate to wholeness, and understanding what really yin yang means and represents. Because it does talk about the whole, the entirety of existence. The yin and yang is not only saying, oh, look, I'm good because now I accept the bad. No, it says I contain both. And that's why I'm whole, because I contained everything, all the shades of good and all the shades of bad. And it doesn't make me good and it doesn't make me bad. It just makes me. And I think that's amazing. My name is Samantha. I am a transformational coach, tarot reader, Akashic Records channeler, meditation facilitator, workshop creator, and so many other cool things. So I hope this resonated with you and helped you in your journey. I'll see you next time. Bye.